The razor aisle used to be simple. You grabbed a pack, shaved, and moved on with your life. Now it's a wall of neon packaging, subscription hype, and advanced blades that cost more than your haircut and still leave your face irritated. Some men's razors are overpriced gimmicks that clog, tug, and punish your skin. Others actually work the way a razor should. So let's break it down. 5 men's razors you should never buy, and 5 that are genuinely worth your money. Because shaving shouldn't feel like a punishment. Razors to avoid. 5 very cheap disposable razors. Let's start with one of the worst kinds of razors you can use on your skin. Very cheap disposable razors look like a great deal at first. You might see a pack of these in a supermarket that costs next to nothing, and think, why not? But here's the thing, what you save up front, you pay for in irritation, nicks, and frustration. These budget disposables are built to be cheap, and that means the materials and blades are often substandard. Instead of slicing cleanly through hair, a dull or poorly aligned blade will tug and pull instead. You might notice that it's dragging your hair instead of cutting it at the surface. Because of that tugging, men who use these disposable razors end up with razor burn, redness, tiny cuts, and that scratchy feeling that makes you regret shaving in the first place. Part of the problem is that these inexpensive razors usually lack quality lubrication strips or have them in a very weak form. A lubrication strip helps the blade glide over your skin with minimal friction. Without it, men end up applying extra pressure to get any kind of close shave, and that's the recipe for irritation. Another issue with this men's razor is durability. The moment you take a cheap disposable out of the package, the blades can feel uneven or flimsy. After just a few swipes, they dull so quickly that you might as well be shaving with sandpaper. Dull blades mean you end up doing more passes over the same area, and that increases the chances of ingrown hairs and redness. And remember the environment. Each time you throw a disposable razor into the trash, you're adding to the landfill. So, even if they're cheap, they cost you more in irritation, replacement habits, and waste, and that's why they're one of the worst razors men can ever use on their skin. Aside from this, you might be tempted to use razors with a lot of blades, but that doesn't work as well as you think. For high blade count cartridge razors. Many men think having multiple blades on the same razor is a good thing, and that more blades must equal a smoother, better shave. Sounds logical, right? But here's where reality bites. Razors with 5 to 6 blades layered very close together can actually make shaving harder on your skin, especially if you're prone to irritation or have sensitive facial hair. The idea behind stacking blades is that the first blade pulls the hair slightly up and then each subsequent blade cuts it closer to your skin. That can sound great in theory, but in practice, it means each stroke drags multiple blades across your face. It increases friction and strips away all the natural oils that protect your skin. That friction is a big reason why many men end up with razor burn, redness, or those annoying bumps after shaving. Because the blades are so tightly packed, these cartridge heads also clog quickly with hair and shaving cream, making them harder to rinse clean between swipes. When a razor clogs, most guys apply more pressure to try to push through, and that leads to irritation. If you ask any dermatologist, they would probably tell you that having more blades doesn't mean a better shave, only more contact with your skin. For many men, especially those with sensitive skin or coarser beard growth, fewer blades can reduce the scraping and even make each shave feel gentler and less aggressive. So while multi-blade razors can give a close finish for some, it's not worth the irritation they bring. While you avoid these multi-blade razors, you should also stay away from those old-school budget electric shavers. 3. Outdated budget electric shavers. Outdated budget electric shavers often sound like a win on paper. They're cheap, corded or cordless, and promise a quick shave without water or cream. But in real-world use, many of these older or super-budget models just don't get the job done the way you expect. At their core, inexpensive electrics tend to have slower motors and less advanced cutting systems, which struggle to cut coarse or even average stubble cleanly. Instead of slicing through hair, the motor loses steam, hairs bend away, and you're left with uneven patches and that frustrating feel of unfinished stubble on your face. That's not a smooth start to your day. The issue is more about how electric shavers are engineered. Modern models from reputable brands use faster, more consistent motors and better foil or rotary systems that can handle different beard types and lengths. Those tech upgrades let the razor lift and cut hair efficiently without pulling or tugging the way the older budget units fail to do. But when you use a cheap electric razor, you make multiple passes, waste time, and sometimes feel like you're fighting your own face to get most of the hairs. Another real downside? Older, cheaper shavers always lack good battery life and efficient cutting hairs. So, even if they kind of cut hair, the performance drops fast as the blade dulls or the battery can't keep power. That's extra irritation, longer shave time, and often a switch back to manual blades anyway. So, instead of settling for the throwaway electric that leaves you half-shaved every morning, it's smarter to save up and invest in a newer and reputable model. But before I go into some of the best men's razors that would save you from irritation and stubble frustration, let's look at the fourth men's razor you should definitely never buy. 2. Razors with weak lubrication strips. When men talk about shaving comfort, lubrication strips on cartridge razors often come up, but not always in a good way. These little bars above or below the blades are supposed to release moisturizing agents like glycerin or aloe as they pass over your skin, helping the razor glide more smoothly and reducing friction. That sounds useful, and in a perfect world, it is supposed to help prevent irritation and razor burn. The problem is that not all lubrication strips are created equal. On many budget or older cartridge razors, the strip is either so minimal that it hardly helps, or it wears down fast, sometimes after just a shave or two. When that happens, you're essentially dragging metal across skin that has little protection, which increases friction and makes it more likely to end up with irritation, redness, and razor burn. A weak lubrication strip means that you end up relying more on the shaving cream or gel you're using and more pressure from your hand to get a close cut. That's a recipe for overscraping delicate skin, and guys with sensitive or acne-prone skin can especially feel the difference. There's another angle too. The strip's effectiveness only lasts for a short time. Since it's a consumable part of the cartridge, after a few passes, it simply stops doing much at all, leaving you with a razor that feels rougher and less comfortable long before the actual blades are dull. So, if the razor you're using has a weak or barely noticeable lubricant strip, you should throw it out immediately. These razors make what should be a quick morning routine into skin stress. 1. Multi-attachment gadgety razors. And if there's one type of razor you should definitely stay away from, it's those jack-of-all-trades grooming tools. It looks attractive to buy a razor with 5 attachments like combs, trimmers, massage heads, and brushes all in one kit. It sounds like a time saver and space saver, but in practice, these gadgety kits often underperform when it's time for a neat shave. When a shaving device tries to be everything at once, the core shaving function can suffer because the design isn't optimized for a single task, which is to get the hair off your face cleanly and comfortably. Many of these multi-attachment kits lump together trimming, exfoliating, and cleaning tools with an electric razor head, but the components aren't always well balanced or effective. One common issue is that the shaving head in these kits is generic and doesn't have the power or precision found in dedicated shavers. When the shaving surface isn't designed specifically for close facial hair, you can end up with uneven cuts, missed patches of stubble, or a finish that feels rough. That's the opposite of what you're going for. Some men struggle with thicker beard growth, which means you make extra passes when shaving. Before you know it, your skin feels irritated and you start wondering what the point of the grooming tool is. Another practical problem is cleaning and maintenance. With so many attachments, keeping everything sanitary and functioning right means more time washing, drying, and storing parts instead of actually shaving. Plus, not all the attachments in the kit are interchangeable or built to last. Some kits even have flimsy guards that break or fit poorly, and that can cause cutting issues over time. So, even if the multi-attachment grooming kit might sound like a gadget lover's dream, but they are definitely one of the razors to avoid if you want a comfortable shave. If you've been using any of these razors, then you're ruining your skin and might end up with a horrible shaving experience. But that doesn't mean you should let your hair grow out. To help you out, we have 5 top razors that you should definitely buy for quality grooming. 5. Gillette ProGlide and Fusion Series. Let's start with Gillette's ProGlide and Fusion Series, which is the best choice for men who like manual shaving. It stands out because they actually improve the everyday shave rather than promise it. The razor is especially a good idea for men who want a close, smooth shave without unnecessary tugging or irritation. This is especially important if you shave daily or you have coarse facial hair. The ProGlide and Fusion line use thinner, finer blades with advanced low-resistance coatings, and that means they cut through hair with much less pull than older, basic cartridge razors. Less tugging straight up reduces the typical scrape, burn, and redness that many guys know all too well. Pro Glide models come with flexible technology, which lets the razor head pivot and adapt to your face's unique contours, including the jawline, chin, and neck. This adaptive head will keep more of the blades in contact with your skin during each stroke, cutting more hairs in fewer passes and helping to avoid the awkward swipes that cause irritation. Even better, the men's razor comes with a larger lubrication strip with mineral oil and polymers that helps the razor glide smoothly across your skin. That strip protects your skin by reducing friction, especially on those sensitive areas like under the nose or around the mouth. Many men like the built-in precision trimmer on the back of the cartridge, which makes cleaning up sideburns or shaping facial hair much easier than switching to a separate tool. 4. Gillette Mach 3. Also from Gillette, men can consider the Mach 3, which is another one of the best ones. It has earned its reputation by keeping things simple and effective, and for a lot of guys, that's exactly what matters. This razor uses a 3-blade system designed to give you a close shave without dragging or pulling, which is a big deal if you shave daily or want to avoid irritation. Each blade works in sequence so that hair is cut progressively and smoothly. This is better than the 2-blade disposables, and also more effective than those razors which have 5, 6 or more blades. Just like the Pro Glide, the Mach 3 has a lubrication strip just above the blades. When wet, this strip releases lubricants that let the razor glide over your skin instead of scraping it. That means fewer red patches and less discomfort after shaving. The design also includes soft microfins and an open blade architecture that helps stretch the hair and rinse debris quickly, so your shave feels cleaner and more consistent from start to finish. Another practical advantage is blade durability. Many men have used them for up to around 15 comfortable shaves from a single cartridge, making this a cost-effective choice over time when you compare it with cheap disposables that dull in a few strokes. And because Mach 3 cartridges fit all standard Mach 3 handles, you don't have to buy a new handle every time. Just swap the head when it gets dull. With the ergonomic handle and pivoting head, it easily matches your face's natural contours. 3. BIC Flex. If you're after a simple but effective razor that doesn't overcomplicate shaving, the BIC Flex line delivers exactly what most men need. It gives you a smooth, dependable shave without the drama. Whether you go for a 3-blade or the 5-blade BIC Flex models, the design is built around flexibility and comfort. The razor heads pivot and move with your face's contours so you're not fighting angles around your jawline or under your chin. This makes a big difference in how consistent and close the shave feels. What makes the razor stand out from cheap throwaways is how well the blades work together with the lubricating strip. BIC strips are infused with aloe, vitamin E, and other soothing ingredients. This allows the razor to glide smoothly across your skin while also reducing friction. That's a relief for guys who tend to get razor burn or irritation after shaving. Flex razors are much different from basic disposables in terms of durability. Many men have reported that the blades stay sharp longer, giving you more comfortable shaves before you need to swap out for a fresh one. This is great if you shave daily or frequently. 2. Braun Series 9 and Series 7. For men that prefer electric razors, some of the best options out there are the Braun Series 9 and Series 7. These are worth a look because they actually deliver smooth results without the drama of cheap electrics or mediocre disposables. Both use foil shaving systems with flexible heads that follow the natural curves of your face so you make fewer passes and get closer contact with hair on the first try. That flexibility lets the shaver stay snug to your skin and reduces missed hairs and irritation. Men who use the Series 7 love how gentle it feels on skin, especially if you shave every day or you have sensitive areas that get red easily. It uses auto-sense technology to automatically adjust motor power based on your beard's thickness. That means it won't drag or pull on lighter stubble, and it ramps up power where needed to catch denser hair. It also adapts well with wet or dry shaving, whether you prefer foam, gel, or a quick dry shave before heading out. The Series 9 steps things up with more cutting elements and stronger performance, making it easier to handle thicker, longer, and coarse hair in fewer passes. It's designed to capture more hair per stroke, so you spend less time shaving and reduce irritation from going over the same spots repeatedly. Both Series 7 and Series 9 shavers are 100% waterproof and cordless, so you can shave in the shower or dry. They also have bronze cleaning and charging stations for easy maintenance, which keeps them performing well over time without much effort on your part. 1. Philips Norelco. And finally, Philips Norelco is one razor that has solved problems for many men. If you're a guy who's tried cheap electric shavers only to be left with patchy results, razor burn, or that annoying leftover stubble right after you shave, this is a suitable choice. One of the big reasons they work well for men is how their rotary shaving system handles facial hair that grows in different directions. This helps capture hairs more consistently rather than forcing you to go back over the same spot again and again. The rotary design adapts to curves around the jawline, chin, and neck so your shave feels smoother and more even. What you'll notice with many Norelco shavers is how the blades are designed to lift and cut hairs cleanly, even if they're a bit longer or lying flat against your skin. The shaver can handle both short stubble and longer hairs without tugging, which reduces irritation on sensitive areas like your neck or under your chin. Another advantage guys appreciate is wet and dry versatility. You can shave dry before you rush out of the door, or add shaving cream or gel in the shower to make the experience more comfortable on skin. Many Norelco models give you around 60 minutes of cordless shave time from a single charge, with quick charge options if you forgot to plug in the night before. They are also easy to maintain, as you can wash them under running water. With this video, you now know the types of men's razors you should definitely avoid, and those that are actually great choices. What's your worst razor experience? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. So, thanks for watching this video, and we will see you in the next one.